Dale Giestler is one of those individuals that come along once in a while, who really never met a stranger. He was very well known, very well liked, a man who was careful about what he did, gave attention to detail. He was very trustworthy, a real honorable guy, deeply loved his children and his wife, and they adored him.
There was just a couple years difference between all four of the kids. It made it easy for us to take his life and my life and blend it together because of the kids. Dale enjoyed life. He liked having a good time. He was a self-employed sales manufacturer rep, and he worked out of the home, so he was home every day.
As a manufacturer's representative, he worked regionally primarily, but he had relationships both regionally and nationally. Dale's first purchase was a whole life plan, was a whole life type of plan, and then subsequently he purchased more whole life insurance, and that's where the purchase of disability income came in, to make sure that in the event of either sickness or injury, his income would be impacted as well as it would be in the event of his death. He always had a dream to build a certain kind of house. He wanted a log cabin.
One day I drove by this land and I told him about it. The next morning he was out here, and by the following day he was making an offer on it. When we were clearing the land, we would always have a weenie roast or, cook hamburgers out. We had a lot of parties out here, and he loved that.
The cash values of the insurance policy were an enormous help in covering the initial costs of getting that house built.
He was diagnosed later that year in November that he had CLL. CLL is chronic lymphatic leukemia.
In 2001, Dale got very sick, and it was at that point that we had to apply for the benefits that were available under his disability income insurance. After some careful consideration, he and Diana flew to the Anderson Clinic in Texas, and he was given new hope by the physician there.
Everything that we had heard about CLL, that was the place, the research hospital there, had the new ideas and the aggressive ideas, and so he decided to give them a try. We knew it was a long shot, but he wanted to try. And with the disability, it gave us the ability to do that. Because knowing that disability insurance was coming in every month, I was able to take time from my work to stay with him, because obviously he was in no shape to be left alone.
So he underwent the chemotherapy, and through the administration of that, he contracted sepsis.
And he just didn't have anything in his system, because chemo just, kind of takes you down to nothing. And he just didn't have anything in his system to fight back.
Dale passed away in November 2003 at the age of 55. Dale had succumbed to the blood infection.
The day that Tom came out and delivered my life insurance, it was a huge relief, big burden off of me. Like I said, just to start paying things off. I was able to do some things that I'd been wanting to do for a long time that I wasn't able to do with Dale being sick, and not knowing about your finances. That's the one thing with, when you have someone terminally ill, you don't know where you're going. You can't make a plan for the future because you're not sure. Tom has been a tremendous asset to me because basically in the last probably 8 months, he's turned into a friend, because he knows I don't know as much as Dale did about the insurance and what there is to it, and obviously I've taken some of the money and invested it, and he's helped me with that, and I rely on his judgment. And he was there in the beginning when Dale really started getting sick, and he's still there for me now.